Make sure. Let's just make sure. Did you tag me in there?
If we are live, welcome. Smart Went Crazy, episode 19. But I don't even think we are.
We are.
Yeah, we are.
We are?
Yeah, we are. Welcome to Smart Went Crazy podcast. Here we are today. I'm at episode 19, Sports Edition, number 2. We got a lot to talk about here. NBA playoffs.
Oh, I'm glad I can use this now.
Playoffs, yes, you may use this.
All right.
Yeah, and we also want to get into the greats all-time, NHL, NBA, as well as MLB. And let's discuss that, have a little debate.
So we are live at me and Mr. Sweeney's
the viewership
apartment.
is starting to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, this is my apartment. We don't have the Bills flag, but we do have a mural of the dude,
We're in Hong Kong right now.
behind us.
Which is a huge upgrade, I think.
Yeah, definitely. What's going on over there?
It says we're in Hong Kong.
Oh, sweet.
We're not.
We can be.
We're not. Let's be honest.
All right. Okay. So
Whatever. Well, I'm not going to tag me in it right now. I'll do it later. Forget it.
I thought I'd help out. We're streaming it off my page.
In our house.
Just to expand some viewers, you know.
Yeah.
For any of you new to this is Smart Went Crazy podcast. This is my baby. Go follow us on my page, Smart Went Crazy podcast page. It'll pop right up. Search engine. Get there on YouTube as well. Let's get into it.
All right.
NBA playoffs. So let's talk about Chicago and Boston.
All right.
This is the biggest thing going on in my mind. Who would have thought? So Chicago, 7-3 at the end of the season in their last 10 games. They had to win every single one. They ended up tying with the Heat. Both teams had the same record at the end. But Chicago had the tiebreaker, so they ended up getting in the 8th seed. And now they're 2-0 against the number 1 seed, Boston.
Both
games, right? Both games are in Boston. They're bringing it back to Chicago. Are they going to sweep? What is going on here?
Well, first things first, too, is that I think a week or two ago when you talked about this potential series, you and I both said that there was no way that that Chicago was going to be swept in this series.
Right, and you like you said it was the veterans versus the young talent, and you even said in a 7-game series the veterans always prevail. Better game plan, better.
Well, they can't. I think you see it go both ways.
Right.
I think you see it go both ways. I mean, it's a young league either way, but the Chicago Bulls were built for a playoff run. If you look at and see who they brought in the offseason with Rondo and Dwayne Wade adding to Jimmy Butler.
And I noticed between the guard play.
You know what? I have to stop you guys.
No, go ahead.
Because we are live, but we cannot see who's commenting, and we're not in our
Oh, you know what you got to do? You got to go like this.
But you know what?
Oh, that's
Where's
not
the chat?
gonna work.
We are live, but...
Oh, we do need a chat. You're right. Can you find it on the iPad, maybe?
Yeah, maybe I can. But this will be a little late.
Sorry if you guys were commenting. We didn't see any of the chat yet, but we'll get to it in a second. Thank you, Scott, for that.
Yeah.
That's what he's here for.
That's what he's here for. So this camera, by the way, is a new camera.
Camera looks great.
Let us know how you look
great.
on this particular screen. It looks fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
You got the full
You got the Big Lebowski poster behind us. We were gonna put the Bills.
It's so big you can't even see the full thing.
We were gonna put the Bills flag over here, but it's getting late. We're just like, let's do this. Let's get this thing going.
The Bills flag was going to be above.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Our friend over here is he's a Bats fan. It's Patriots.
Patriots.
So you and Chris Walters would get along.
Yeah. Well, let's get the chat going. How the fuck do we get the chat going?
Pulling up on the iPad. So go to the. You should just be able to go in.
No, I got it. You guys do your thing.
All right, so back to this Boston series. It's blowing my mind because you see the guard. As far as guard play goes, I noticed it looks like Isaiah Thomas and Avery Bradley are pretty much not dominating, but they're outplaying Rondo and Wade. I think the talent. You can see the talent get through with them, but down low with the boards, man. Jimmy Butler and Robin Lopez, all them, they are dominating down low. They can't be stopped. I think that's why they're winning the series.
It's taking forever.
Well, and Boston made a move to combat that kind of thing from happening this year and got Al Horford from the Atlanta Hawks, and he was supposed to be their big man.
He's supposed to be
down
the guy.
low. Right now, I think the main story, like you're saying, is down low, and that's because Al Horford is soft.
Yeah, and Lopez.
Robin Lopez is making
He's
him look
getting
like
the
a
best
chump,
out of
dude.
him, and Jimmy Butler averaging 26 points a game in the last 2 games against Boston.
Oh,
Him and Isaiah Thomas both averaging 26 points. Me throw it out there too.
See,
But like I said, Jimmy Butler in the playoffs, man. He is something special to watch.
Well, I think it's Jimmy Butler's time to shine.
It is.
They got rid of Derrick Rose. I mean, they got other pieces around them that they're in the twilight of their career.
They decided between Jimmy Butler and Derrick Rose, and they went with Jimmy Butler, and they're
Which
making
was the right decision,
of course,
by a long shot.
Of course it was. Especially when you don't know if a guy's gonna be healthy for a whole season.
I don't even know what Derrick Rose is doing right now.
Well, he's with the Knicks, and they didn't make the playoffs, and he was getting hurt. And he was still getting hurt, right? So the Knicks.
Okay, I got it.
Father, you said you brought up the Knicks.
Oh, okay. Right now,
You got turn that on mute, and then now you got the chat. You just pull it up right here.
all right, we're gonna put the chat down here.
Can you really see it? I guess you can.
All right, yeah. Ooh. What's up, Joey?
So you
Joey
brought up-
Coleman.
So you
Joey Coleman.
brought up a good point, dude. The Knicks, dude. What a tragedy season for the Knicks. Melo, Rose, what's his name from Florida State, played for the Bulls. Noah.
Oh yeah,
Like, this should be an easy playoff team, no doubt, with the talent they have. And
don't forget about Phil Jackson running things.
Yeah, Phil Jackson behind the scenes, man. This should be an easy contender, and they're terrible.
I think that's
I
just.
think they only won like 25 games.
I
or
think
something
that's
like that.
just more or less has kind of been the story of the New York Knicks the past decade.
You know what I think the problem is?
More than that.
Melo.
I mean, I know they've been talking about dealing Melo. I think that's probably a good idea for him at this point in the career. If he actually wants to win, if he
wants to win, you got to pass the ball. You know, he's still putting up 40 points in a lot of games. So.
And that relationship between him and Phil Jackson has become toxic. No matter what they're trying to say, because Phil's been kind of taking shots at him in the media, which you think a guy who's running the team would not do. As a Patriots fan, that's not something Bill Belichick would do.
That's a good point. You just sacrifices a virgin before every game.
Well, you got to do what you got to do to win. Or you can just
sacrifice a virgin before every game. That's why they win so much. Real quick, I just want to mention the fact that we do have the chat up. It will be delayed. Oh yeah. So our chat will kind of be delayed with you guys.
We will respond to what you have to say.
We are not in Hong Kong either.
Yeah.
I wish we.
Maybe we get some more fans from Hong Kong to start joining the chat. We'll see.
Come on in. We'll bring a translator on.
Wing bang, bong bong, ding dang.
So in game one, in this very series we're talking about between Boston and Chicago, the story was Bobby Portis coming off the bench, shooting 19 points, 80% field goal, and he was the X factor. But then in game two, he was very quiet. He only played for 9 minutes, only put up 3 points, 3 rebounds, and Zisper did exactly what Portis did in game one. He came off the bench, drained 16 points. He was the X factor. So I like to see Chicago come with new game plans on a game-to-game basis. If they continue to do this in the playoffs, they could be deadly.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. But the big thing after game two, what people are talking about is how in the fourth quarter Boston unraveled at home and they gave up.
Normally, what happens in the fourth quarter in Boston? Isaiah Thomas, he got the nickname Mr. Fourth Quarter.
That too, and it's one of the better home court advantages in basketball.
Dude, my legs look jacked.
Passionate fans.
My legs look jacked on this 4K
right.
camera.
Yeah, I guess you guys working out. Do leg presses.
Those jacked legs. I got big old jacked legs. Yeah.
So welcome everybody.
Well,
Did you tag people on that or no?
I don't know.
Maybe you share. I'll try doing it.
What are you doing?
So.
Invite friends?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Who are you going to invite?
Me. You want to be tagged or no?
Yeah, tag me.
Tag him out. Tag him out.
We'll give some more
So what do you guys think about,
come on. Hey, man.
other than the top picks being, Golden State, Cleveland, and it looks like, the Chicago-Boston thing is interesting.
Yeah,
Who wins it in the West? Who wins it in the East? Who do we see in the end?
Well, before this all started, I really thought that with the way Cleveland had been playing, I thought the Boston Celtics were becoming a legit pick in the East, because the East outside of Cleveland is always up in the air. But I don't know, man. You look at the East, no one has more than 53 wins, which is a really low number for the one seed to have. I think Boston was 53-29. I think Cleveland was right behind them. But, I mean, with Boston out of the picture, outside of a crazy upset, it's got to be Cleveland, especially because they're winning 2-0 in their series against Indiana. It's been a good series.
I'm going to go crazy on this question right here. I'm going to say the Bulls, man. Look what happened a couple years back with the Heat. Jimmy Butler they even put out a song called "Jimmy Butler Is Your Father." It was about LeBron James getting spanked on defense at Jimmy. I think the Bulls go to Cleveland, Jimmy Butler cover LeBron James, and let it go from there, and they have a chance. I think if anyone in the East, especially the way they're playing right now,
I'm going to say that I just don't
they're
think
9-3 in the West.
outside of Jimmy Butler, I just don't think the Bulls have the legs for it.
So you don't think Wade's going to play a special way against LeBron?
I think Wade's minutes are going to be up because it's the playoffs, and that's what you have Dwayne for. He's my all-time favorite player in the modern era. I love Dwayne Wade, but he's seen better days.
Yeah, he's not.
It's a long NBA season.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the argument against that. Will Chicago beat Boston? And if they do beat Boston, what do they have to go through before they even go against Cleveland? Because they definitely have more of a fight before they even make it against
It'd
Cleveland.
probably be Toronto, maybe.
Cleveland's a 2 seed. Chicago or Boston is.
They would play the
Chicago's
winner of the
8 seed.
4-5 series.
Yeah.
Which is, I believe it's
Atlanta.
Washington and Atlanta.
Yeah.
And Washington leads that
They're
series.
playing right now, but Washington.
By the way, John Wall's a beast. He's kind of always, he's been a superstar for a few years. He's a number 1 overall pick, all that stuff. But he can be like a legit top 5 player. After these playoffs are done, and that's what it's looking like early in that series.
Yeah, like I said, Washington's up 1-0 in that series. The Raptors are tied with the Bucks right now, 1-1. You can't count the Raptors out.
That's a toss-up,
especially
though.
after last year.
I don't believe in the Raptors, even after last year.
DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry.
Isn't Lowry a little beat up right now?
He is, but he's out there. He's playing right now. But DeMar DeRozan, in my opinion, he's maybe not top 5, but at least top 10 player in the NBA right now.
He's like one of the more explosive.
It's so weird because we have like
players.
3 screens up and they're all delayed, and I keep staring at them because I'm so full of myself. So I want to see how I look.
I think this is the one that's.
This is the
one you got to look at.
Yeah, this is the one.
If you want to see live time, go right here. We're streaming from XSplit.
It's weird because I'll hit my vape, and then like this one will hit it over here, that one hit it over here. I'm like, man, I look great.
Kenneth Smith's in the chat.
Now back to their schedule programming.
So
I think we talked enough about this Bulls.
But there was one other thing is we kind of wanted to bring up is Isaiah Thomas maybe hasn't been playing as good
in the fourth quarter.
He kind of shit the bed a little bit, but he's supposed to be their MVP and he really hasn't been playing that well, and that kind of goes back to what we were talking about before the podcast. His sister dying before I think the night before game.
I think it's having a toll for sure.
And you might be able to chalk it up to a little bit with the kind of performance he's having. Let's just hope that he can kind of bounce back because I still think the Celtics can make a series out of it. I know
you
they're going
share
to
this
Chicago
on yours while this is on.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. Oh, whoa. So sorry about that.
That was weird.
So Golden State looks like they're going to sweep Portland. Also, I think that's. There we go. All right, I just shared that. Also, I think you might have that on your phone too, but Golden State's going to sweep Portland. Cleveland looks like they're going to sweep the Pacers. San Antonio, same thing with the Grizzlies.
Oh, San Antonio's destroying the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that's not it. That's a domination.
I feel like I'm having deja vu. Doesn't that happen in every first round? San Antonio, Memphis. I feel like this happened a bunch of times.
I want to ask you something about that though. So San Antonio, between Patty Mills and Parker,
the guy from down under.
Who do you start? Especially if they go. Especially, let's say Golden State and San Antonio make it to the Western Conference Finals. You start Patty Mills as your point guard, or do you?
I think the starter should be Parker, but I think Patty Mills should get just as many minutes off the bench, and you can have them both on the floor at the same time. Because Patty Mills is a shooter.
Right.
He's got that outside shot.
And then Ginobili also will have his presence be known. But Marcus Aldridge, man, this team. And
Kawhi Leonard is he's not going to get that much conversation about being the MVP, but he's definitely up there in top 5 players.
Yeah, the Spurs, man. I got them in the West.
So yeah, you got Spurs.
I got the Spurs in the West beating Golden State. Well, if you look at the season, towards the end, Golden State was beating San Antonio, but the whole season, San Antonio did win more games against Golden State.
I don't know. I think
it was 5-3.
I think Golden State would be just fine if Kevin Durant just said it.
I think they played
better as a team without Kevin Durant.
I don't have that stat in front of me. If everyone does, please say. I think it was 5-3. Go San Antonio. So I'm going to look at those numbers, and I'm going to make that a 7-game series. And I'm just going to. Why is this supposed to be muted?
We have a ghost.
We have ghosts.
I don't know. I'm on the Golden State side of things with that though. I think Golden State's a deeper team. They're a little banged up right now. I know Sean Livingston is injured. I forgot who. Obviously, Durant is going to be out tonight because of his calf issues that he having. But I think that's a blessing in disguise. Like I was saying, I think they lost Durant the last 18 games of the regular season, something like that.
Yeah.
And what were they? 17-1 without him. They went on a 16-game winning. They looked like the Warriors that won 73 games last year.
Yeah.
So I just don't buy into Durant being an established part of that team in the sense that maybe it's just too much on one team to be able to distribute the ball. And remember, Golden State is known for how good they are moving the ball around. With Durant on the floor, he kind of takes away from that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Durant's a shooter. I mean, you want a guy like Durant taking shots. You want him shooting 25 shots a game at least.
Right.
He's a scorer. But, I mean, that takes away from the passing game a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's still long. He can be pretty good
I
defensively.
think that now we're in the crunch time. I mean, what Golden State they're leading the series right now. Obviously, I think they're going to just landslide Portland. Whoever happens in the 4th and 5th seed, which they're not.
I don't know how they're going to landslide.
I got something to ask you both, though. So Golden State and San Antonio.
I like Seth Curry. He's my boy. Seth Curry has a great shot.
All right, we know they both have amazing starters. But it's a bench. So when Golden State went out and got Kevin Durant, they had to give up a lot, especially in their bench, and they had to make a lot of room for cap space for Durant. Their bench is not the same as it was. It's still deep. It's still Andre Iguodala and guys like that. But are they going to compare to the Spurs bench right now? I don't think so.
I don't know. They're deep enough too. They got so many.
Once they get healthy, like I said, I think they have 2 or 3 guys on the disabled list right now dealing with injuries. And Sean Livingston has been a big part of that bench for 3 years. They need him to be healthy. And I think
he's very.
Their depth is very comparable when both teams are fully healthy. And I just think Golden State has something to prove after the choke job they put up last year.
I know
against Cleveland in the finals. And don't get me wrong, San Antonio is always going to be. They're very consistent with the way they compete every year. The whole time I've been alive.
Yeah,
they've been in the playoffs like 20 straight years.
Yeah.
They win every 3 years.
They do.
They're very automatic. But I just think Golden State. I mean, maybe they're not as, or the Spurs aren't as old as they were in the past, and they're a little bit younger. But man, I just can't look away from Draymond Green, who's a competitor. Yeah, Splash Brothers all day.
Iguodala, man.
Andre Iguodala, who's a guy who's a defensive player in your caliber player. And he's a good shooter.
He's coming off the bench too. I mean, he does start here and there, but he's mostly coming off the bench.
Yeah. But the other guy they're missing that you forgot to mention is Andrew Bogut.
Yeah,
who's been their big man for the past, and now he
dominates too. Yeah,
I mean they can run some interesting.
They get 11 rebounds at least.
Yeah, and he's a very good passer outside of the box or inside of the box.
He completes that 5-man team.
He completes the spacing. A team like that needs spacing.
When it comes to the Western Conference, I just don't see any other team making it than Golden State. Yeah, San Antonio.
You gotta give the Rockets credit.
I give them credit every year. Every year I give them
the 3-point record this year. James Harden could be the MVP, but the more I look into the stat, I know I've been saying Isaiah Thomas my MVP, but to be realistic, there's nobody in history.
Russell Westbrook.
There's nobody in history besides Michael Jordan in one season that has made triple doubles with Russell Westbrook.
How many was that number at the end of the season?
I'm not sure the exact number. All I know is that there's only one person ahead of him, and it's Michael Jordan.
Well,
so what does that tell you? So we don't give him MVP. There's something wrong.
Well, then here's the thing, though. So what happens then? Here's the interesting part of this argument. We have OKC versus Houston now. They're playing right this second, actually. So does Houston win that series because Harden has a better fucking ball game around him, or does Russell Westbrook do what he does and puts on a show, and they beat Houston?
And that because right now the Rockets are up. So I think the game's on right now. So we'll see what happens. But if the Rockets win this series, does that tell you something about who's the better player?
I don't think so.
You know what I think? I think the Rockets have a better team.
I think the Rockets have a little bit. And
they got Trevor.
Don't skimp on the fact that they got Mike D'Antoni as their coach this year. And he came in there and said, James Harden, you're going to be a point guard this year. And he's had one of the best years of modern history.
He's a quarterback there. And Trevor Ariza's draining threes. Trevor Ariza,
great defensive player too.
Yeah,
a little bit older.
They're playing lights out. That's a full team right there, I think.
And Beverly's a good defensive player too. Who's I think he's a point guard off the bench.
Back to my question. I don't think it says anything about who's MVP. I think it's still Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
You just lost Durant, and they kind of patched up a little team from free agency real quick. put together some guys. They're nowhere near what they were last year, and he's still bringing them into playoffs.
No, and props to Westbrook for doing what he could have been doing this whole time if he didn't have a guy like Durant around him. Yeah. We really got to see how good Russell. I mean, I've never seen any athlete in any sport as explosive as he is in basketball. He's really fun to watch.
Right.
And I would like to see him go against Golden State in the series, but that's just me being a little selfish. You know, and plus, I don't know, I just have a thing against the Rockets. I like James Harden okay, but I just don't
the
like
Rockets, if they win, they would go to San Antonio next, or would it be the Clippers? Or
that's the 3-6 game, so they would go play San Antonio.
And then the Clippers and Jazz would go play against Golden State.
Yes.
Because Clippers and Jazz are
I like the Jazz too. Gordon Hayward's my boy.
And they're tied right now with the Clippers. I don't know, a lot of people are saying the Clippers got that series, but that's no.
I've always been a Clippers fan.
They are the old Buffalo Braves too.
That's one of the reasons why I always like the Clippers, but they just can never make it past that first round of the fucking playoffs.
They have. They made it to. Did they went to the conference finals a few years ago? That's
I know. It's just
they had 1 year where they advanced.
Yeah,
a couple years ago.
Yeah, they just never can never do it. You know, I like Blake Griffin. I like their team. I like what they've done there. They've had a lot of controversy with their owner, and they've overcame all of that. It's just too bad that they can never make it out into being more of a limelight team. Obviously, when it comes to limelight teams, we only have a few. You know, but the Western Conference is where it's really at. That's where
it's been like that.
That's where the
outside of LeBron James is all about the West.
Yeah.
Think about it.
That's what blows my mind even more about Boston coming out of nowhere and winning the East. It was like nobody thought that was going to happen.
I think a lot of that has to do with like Cleveland kind of not giving up towards the end of the year, but it would. The big talk is LeBron likes to sit. LeBron likes to rest. He likes to be ready for the playoffs.
Right. They knew if they were first or second seed, they'd be fine. And you're right. You're totally right about that.
But they only won 51 games. That Cleveland team is still stacked, just like it was last year. I think they won 60 games last year. But they underachieved heavily, and because of that, Boston was able to get the 1 seed. Yeah. I think if Cleveland goes out there and plays hard towards the end of the season, we don't see Boston as the 1 seed. But because Boston is the 1 seed, it makes an interesting dynamic.
I
got Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2 seed, right?
Yeah, it does make an interesting dynamic. It's just, like you guys were saying before, man, I don't see Chicago rolling over, and they already have 2-0.
But that brings me to my next point, the Raptors. Last year, they went to Game 7 in the Eastern Conference against Cleveland, and they almost were the champions. They almost won the championship against Golden State. Do you think this could happen? They're tied with the Bucks right now, so they're not having an easy first round. But it's still the same team.
Milwaukee's got that great young team, but I don't know. I just don't. There was like a lot of magic around the Toronto Raptors. I feel like last playoffs.
Yeah, they came out of nowhere, right?
And I just don't see that repeating itself.
What's up, Will? Will! My buddy Will just came on.
I will.
So we're only talking about sports.
So to stay on NBA, let's go to greats of all time. Now, I made a list of, if I had to pick a
before we get into that, before you get into your NBA.
I want to get into the list thing, too.
I want to get into the list thing, but, it's interesting. We had a debate before we started of who's the greatest player of all time in the sports that are on in playoffs right now. Before we even continue, we go Red Sox. We're going to say
the Red Sox. Fuck the Red Sox.
Yankees 8 straight.
I don't like the Yankees.
Yankees 8 straight.
No shame.
Let's go
Yankees.
What are they talking about? 1 and 5.
They won 6 in a row, I think.
8.
8 in a row.
8 in a row.
Damn.
They just won 8 in a row.
It started against the Orioles too.
Yeah, the Orioles. That's going to be.
Orioles are great.
I predict the Orioles and the Yankees. And a little bit of the Red Sox, I guess, are going to be that AL East, that AL East.
Don't you see that you know how the Red Sox have been doing this thing lately, where they're really good one year, and then they kind of suck the next year.
Yes.
I think that's going to be the Red Sox this year.
But especially
20 and 142. You heard it here.
How many series do they have to play the Orioles and the Yankees? How many times a year? That's good.
I think the division you have to play them 20 times.
Yeah. So they're going to have a chunk of their season against those two teams. And whoever comes out strong is going to be...
Yeah, no, that's true. And the Orioles had a really good start against the Yankees until
the East was always dominant. dominant division in baseball.
Well, it has been for years and years, and now you have 4 legit teams you're thinking for. Forgetting about the Blue Jays, who have had a shit start, by the way. Anyone who's a Blue Jays
That's not a
fan,
playoff team.
fuck the Blue Jays.
They're not a playoff team, though. You can't.
Yeah, the Blue Jays are built. That might be the best team on paper in that division. I think it's Boston and Toronto on paper are the 2 that are stacked.
Yeah.
But, there's 4 teams in that division that could win it right now. And even though I think the Blue Jays were like 2, it's had like a 2-10 start, which is embarrassing. But baseball's a really long season.
Yeah, so early. We're not going to talk too much about baseball right now. That's why.
Disclaimer: we're not in Joe Mancione's study, so we could swear. We could say whatever the fuck we want. Because we're in May, it's Street's apartment, so if you want to fucking swear, bro, we're going to fucking swear.
You say whatever you want.
So, no, it's going to fluctuate.
I know, it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
So,
and don't forget, people are going to click on this tomorrow and watch the whole thing. So.
Yeah, especially a bunch of weird girls that are my friends.
Yeah, you'll see that. It happens a lot.
I don't think you should ever mention.
I noticed on average, my videos, after the video is posted, when I go from live to being not live, it'll start off around 300, and it'll climb up to 700 throughout the week.
Yeah.
So we're going to get some views. So.
You should mess with people, in fact. From now on, like, when you see the viewerships, like, a little bit down, you should be, we have 34 viewers right now, and people...
The most I've seen is 21.
Yeah, no, I was there for that.
Yeah,
my mom, you know my mom's been watching your podcast? Hello, Mom, I don't think you're watching right now. Mrs. Smith. But
Sweeney. Sorry about that.
Right. Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, get it right. Get it right. She's pissed right now. She's fucking pissed. Unbelievable. She's fucking asshole.
Please. But yeah, she's watching your podcast. I was over at her house, jailbreaking her Fire Stick, and she was like, I'm watching it.
Well, she was watching your podcast, but then she tuned into the World War fucking...
Yeah, she was like, oh, yeah. Like, what are they talking
about? Like I said, sometimes we're going to switch it up, and, you know, if you ever tune in and we're talking about something you don't like, just come back and...
It's that we're always switch it up. Listen, we're not only talking about World War I, World War II, we're not here for that. We're in my fucking apartment.
So they hacked these powers. Who do you think was that? No, I'm just anyways, do you want to jump to hockey, or do you want to talk about the greats in the...
Well, I want to talk about the greats in both. So let's
stick with basketball, because you're... Yeah, it makes sense.
So the first, they're going to share their list of who they think is the greatest.
Head-to-head. I told him you got to decide 5 people to start. So you got to have 2 guards, 2 forwards, and center. Yep. And a 6th man, someone who come off the bench, relieve somebody, maybe drain a few threes, whatever, play some defense.
Will Ferrell.
Curry's got a great shot.
Whatever you got to do. I'm going to start with my list. So,
well, before you do, he calls it Steph Curry. Before you start your list, we also are going to, our discussion here is going to be who's better, LeBron or Michael Jordan. I will say first, I'm the Jordan guy. And then after that, when we move to hockey, which is my favorite topic, we're going to talk about who is the greatest player. I mean, production, there's no fucking... Who's the greatest player, Mario Lemieux or Wayne Gretzky? Get it out. I am probably the only one here that will say 66 is better than 99. I hope we get...
Oh, got viewers right now.
I hope we get more...
that wasn't a good argument to have.
Oh, no, it's a great debate. 99. All day, Mario Lemieux. So before we get into that, they're going to share their list.
Well, I didn't think
the Black Mamba by himself.
Kobe all by himself.
Kobe all by himself.
Kobe's in a 6-man Kobe.
The Black Mamba. He's the best jump I ever seen.
Number 8, Kobe. If we are live, welcome. Smart Run Crazy, episode 19. But I don't even think we are.
We are.
Yeah, we are. We are?
Yeah, we are.
Edition number 2. We got a lot to talk about here. NBA playoffs.
Oh, I'm glad I can use this now.
Playoffs. Yes, you may use this.
All right.
Yeah, and we also want to get into the greats all time, NHL, NBA, as well as MLB, and let's discuss that. Have a little debate.
Yeah, so we are live at me and Mr. Sweeney's
viewership
apartment.
is starting to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, this is my apartment. We don't have the Bills flag, but we do have a mural of the dude.
We're in Hong Kong right now.
Behind us.
Which is a huge upgrade, I think.
Yeah, definitely. What's going on over there?
It says we're in Hong Kong.
Oh, sweet.
We're
we
not
can be.
We're not. Let's be honest.
All right, okay. So
Whatever. Well, I'm not going to tag me in it right now. I'll do it later. Forget it.
I thought I'd help out. We're streaming it off my page.
In our house.
In a
Just
house.
to expand some viewers, you know.
Yeah.
For any of you new to this is Smart Went Crazy Podcast. This is my baby. Go follow us on my page, Smart Went Crazy Podcast page. It'll pop right up. Search engine. Get there on YouTube as well. Let's get into it.
All right.
NBA playoffs. So let's talk about Chicago and Boston.
All right.
This is the biggest thing going on in my mind. Who would have thought? So Chicago 7-3 at the end of the season in their last 10 games. They had to win every single one. They ended up tying with the Heat. Both teams had the same record at the end, but Chicago had the tiebreaker. So
Is no comparison.
No, listen. Let me finish my point. All right, we're back. We're back live.
He speared his brother's.
Listen, let me make my point before you start talking about it. The reason why I compared him to Derek Carr is because Derek Carr was a guy who everybody knew was good. He was very good in college, but for some reason his draft report had him going third round or later, and the Raiders jumped on him second round, and he turned out to be a star. Now I'm not saying that Chad Kelly is projected to be as good as Derek Carr. All I'm saying is I think where his draft report has him is higher than where he's going to go. I think he's going to go quicker than that. I think the Bills should jump on him either in the 4th or 5th round if they're really serious about getting him. And I think if the Bills don't, someone else is going to do it.
No, for sure. They should go higher.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, they should draft him higher than that. He's got talent. The dude's got talent.
He's amazing.
So hopefully Jim Kelly could slap him around a little bit. Be like, listen, behave, motherfucker. You're about to get paid millions
Kelly
of
don't
dollars.
know how to do it because that's what Kelly did and didn't. There wasn't cameras in his face everywhere he went and had Twitters and shit. Kelly was doing the same thing. Let me tell you what's gonna happen in Chad Kelly's career, okay?
And we got clips of Mike Williams too.
So Chad Kelly's gonna get drafted. Chad Kelly is gonna get drafted. You just hit this again.
No.
He will get drafted, but he's going to go out, celebrate with his soon-to-be teammates, maybe his girlfriend, maybe his brother. He's going to do a bunch of cocaine. He's going to get into a fight. Someone's going to have their tweeter out. They're going to tweet him. He's going to get tweeted all over the world. And then he's going to be like Johnny Manziel, going back to college to go get a degree in fucking being a janitor.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I am right. You know why? Because people watched what happened with Johnny Manziel. They saw what happened with this kid, how much raw talent.
But do you at least get my point of why I think he's going to be like Derek Carr in the draft? I'm saying Derek Carr was better than his projected draft position was, and somebody ended up jumping on him. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, here's the only thing I can agree with you on that. The only thing I can agree with you with is saying that he has raw talent. That's it.
Okay.
When it comes to him playing for a football team, he will not do it because he's a fucking fuck up. And he went to a St. Joe's football game.
Yeah.
And he speared one of the players playing football. He's supposed to be a reputable college athlete.
He's a little out there.
He went to a club and tried to fight a bouncer. I'm loud as shit. I don't need to put it to my mouth.
That's how football players live their life, though. It's like, I'm going to punch you right in the mouth. What's up?
It's the ones that,
But he can't
that you
control
hear about, like, making money and are on these teams doing well, don't do those things.
But look at Jameis Winston when in college compared to how he is now. He grew up. Like, as soon as he got that starting role in Tampa,
He got caught stealing lobster.
and he got caught doing other things too.
Yeah.
What was he doing? He was like like borderline raping somebody. Yeah,
Yeah, and they all do shit.
The point I'm making is that James Green was a prime example of somebody who got into the pros, and now he's not getting in trouble. He's taking the team in the direction of the team now.
Of the show, so you need to let us know
Yeah, I think he's a
who's
good
doing best British accent.
Yeah, he's
Alright?
good.
So we're
He
gonna,
reminds
we're
me
gonna,
of he reminds me of Steve McNair.
the challenge.
Peace, never forget.
He reminds me of a Steve McNair. So the Bills, there's some rumblings that the Bills might take Mike Williams from Clemson.
I saw a guy wearing right after McNair died. For Halloween, he was a zombie. Steve McNair.
Oh, that's fucked up. It's kind of funny though. I'm not gonna lie.
great,
So I want to get into something. I got some clips for you guys for the draft tomorrow. So the Bills are thinking about either getting a corner or a wide receiver in the first round.
Well, we
And
got more viewers. I just want people to hear this. I'm predicting Chad Kelly's career. So Chad Kelly is going to get drafted. Hopefully not by the Bills. I mean, everyone's like, yeah, we need a quarterback because we're Buffalo and we always need a fucking quarterback. Right. And then Chad Kelly's going to go to whatever team he goes to. He's going to go out his first night. He's going to sniff a bunch of cocaine. He's going to get into a fight. Everyone's going to have their fucking phones out, Instagramming and tweeting and shit. And then he's going to be next to Johnny Manziel in class throwing fucking spitballs at him and shit.
all right, that's fair. That's fair
Him
enough.
and Johnny Manziel are going to be like,
I would like to see him at least get on the roster
Double team
and
and
try
drugs.
something else. So, all right. So one of our prospects is Mike Williams. He is he's a receiver out of Clemson, and they're going to try to do the Clemson connection between Sammy Watkins and Mike Williams. Mike Williams is a bigger guy. I got some clips. I'm going to show you how he plays.
Fuck the pop balls, tip right to the hot boy, it's the fat boy. Skinny ties, don't envy my nigga, tall ceilings, chandeliers. I'm authentic, getting long money. Short winded, let go and get a nigga, bang bang. Bitch niggas just ricochets from that double lip. His shots to the finger waves. 20 chicken spots and I still be moving the base. Gave a gun to them children, you scared to raise. Chain swinging, gang ringing, shots fired, dang nigga. We moving weight, I'm at a different pace. 981 lady screaming no Blake. Hard to kill, dead counting Versace needle. 14 for tattoo, that was that dollar bill. Only woman got the combination to the safe. Screaming I'm made it once, but I'm still moving back on a nigga ball. Still moving bass. Nigga jumping out the stars, still moving bass. Coppers try to knock us off, still moving bass. Niggas throwing shot to a nigga dog. And we still moving bass.
later.
Is that how we call it when you drink too much water?
Yeah, but let me just get this point across. Like, yeah, and my roommate who just walked in made a really good point about this. Hear what I said? Yeah, talking about drugs.
Oh, Sweeney is here.
So,
appearance, Mike. Yo, you get on this chair, we can see you.
yeah, we can see your
We
dick.
got the fork.
So, here's the thing about the tax. The organization he's there for,
No one's commenting.
because there's no one in the chat.
Oh, really? Oh, you're right.
Yeah, there ain't that much shit going on, dude.
It might be. Whatever, just keep going.
Regardless,
Keep
dude,
on
because
watch this
we're gonna,
game.
I know, because we're gonna get this going, because I want to finish watching this game. But a diluted tax for the NFL is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
when do you ever hear about that? You know what kind of taxes they got in the fucking NFL?
What up, Sweeney?
What up, Internet?
Mike
Yo,
Sweeney.
plus you didn't mention the fact that he's automatically in the drug program as soon as he gets in the NFL, which means if he fails another tax, I think it's an automatic 4-game suspension.
Yeah, if he fails another tax, automatic 4-game suspension. So,
Automatic.
so you're playing with fire by going after players like that. It's always a risk reward situation. Look at Isaiah Thomas right now, man. I can't wait to watch this game. So Boston is. I told you, it's 4K right now. So Boston is winning this series in the fourth quarter, 94-89. So you want to get into the last topic now? You want to get into the conspiracy theories thing?
The guys that I wanted in it.
All right, so we're not going to touch conspiracy theories that much, but I do want to. I just want to debunk one theory, and that's the flat Earth theory. So I'm going to show a little clip about. on a 24. Right. This, the flat. If you still think the Earth is flat, because listen, I see it on Facebook. I see it on Facebook all the time, and it drives me crazy. If you, yes, probably. If you still think the Earth is flat, hear it. Now this right here, this is a video of 24 hours on a daily basis. So I want to make it very clear. You notice when these airplanes move directions they're going, they're just going east and west, northeast, north south, northwest, south, southwest, southeast. They go in every single direction. I live in Buffalo, and I'm trying to get to Ireland. I might go towards Greenland, or I might go towards the North Pole in that direction, or get to Russia. I'm gonna have to go past the North Pole. You don't just go. Planes go all over the place. There you go. Just get on an airplane and see where it takes you. That's all you got to do. There's the debunked theory for flat Earth.
Why don't you go out and buy a fucking globe? We should have the thing with like.
Brad, we need one of those, like an audience.
Yeah.
Well, that thing has something on it, doesn't it? It's too late now, but.
Go out and buy a fucking globe, bro.
So, we just wanted to touch on that. We're going to get into more conspiracy theories later on a different show, but I want to let you guys know this is Meme Wednesday. Every Wednesday we're going to have a lot of memes, a lot of sports talk. We're going to do No Politics Wednesday. Just meme and sports and fun stuff and fun facts and joking around, goofs and gaffs, all that.
So many goofs and gags, and we got ghouls, and we got everything you need here.
Ghouls and goblins.
Heard it here first. We got Timmy Hortons,
Who put up that flag?
I did. We got two Patriots fans here.
We're surrounded.
We need a Pats flag on the other side.
Right over here. I got one.
So there's two Patriots fans here and two Bills fans here.
Hey, my Brady jersey.
So now the chat's bumping again. But listen, I want to thank you all.
Wednesday I'm wearing that.
I want to thank you all for coming and sticking by. We got interrupted 3 times
My
in this.
penis has more taste than that flag.
Oh, your penis has no taste.
But stay smart, everybody. But most of all,
The earth goes hard.